Reddit by Reddit recap. College Redditors. What's the one high school habit each incoming freshman needs to stop doing on their first day of college? I'll start. Putting on makeup in the middle of class. No one cares anymore. Some people just drag themselves out of bed wearing a t-shirt and sweatpants. And, as a professor, I can tell you that this behavior is rude. Most of us will ask you to do this on your own time. I'll wear my sweatpants wherever and however I want it, thank you. Need to shut the duck up talking to each other during class. I paid to come to the class and I want to learn, not hear about your sexcapades or drama. Spare us all and skip class. Don't wear those stupid lanyards with the school name around your neck. Yes, I wish someone had told me this my freshman year. Looking back, I feel like such a dork. I did this. I thought it was cool. Then after a couple weeks I realized everyone can tell you're a freshman immediately. Nothing is less cool than a freshman. Also, don't travel in a group of 15. Stick to a few. You look like idiots. Don't be this guy. Just don't. Unfortunately, those guys almost never, ever learn what duckwits they are. Stop farting into Ziploc bags and hiding them in people's backpacks. Not cool. What? Who does this? Definitely need to study. If you had it easy in high school, it likely will not be that way in college. I think even more than high school. More important than studying is going to every class. If you go to every class, you'll have an idea of the curriculum. You'll know what material they emphasized, what pages to read. If you don't go to class, it makes studying much harder. You'll miss material, you'll be confused, disoriented, and you won't be sure what to ask the professor. This is heavily dependent on field of study. I busted my ass a lot more in high school than I do now. Professor here. Don't plagiarize. We'll catch you. If we do, fess up. The first several times, the students said I don't know how that happened. Remember that uncommon knowledge should be cited. If the prof asks you to come in for help, do it. We can't help you if you don't. I can't tell you how many smart kids have dropped out. If you get so behind that you feel overwhelmed, talk to someone, anyone, and everyone until you get back on track. You may need professional help. Get involved. The more connected you are, the better you'll do. Live on campus if you can. Why? See number 4. You'll get some great profs and some crappy ones. No matter what school you go to, if all of them are great, let me know and I'll put my application in. I'm not being egotistical. I just don't like having uncomfortable conversations with students about their bad profs. Also, who one student feels is awful may end up being your favorite. Take advantage of electives. Try something you may never get to try again. I want to read 6 and 7 but I'm stuck in the 4-5 loop. You should probably ask for some professional help. Pet peeve freshman year was when kids would regularly swear when addressing professors because we're all adults now. My sister told me a kid in one of her classes swore while answering a question. The professor asked him to watch his language and the student replied, freedom of speech. Nigger. Yes. The prof was black. And he was not happy. It was the hard R. You never use the hard R. Too long didn't read highlights. Make as many friends as possible. Introduce yourself to your professors. You go from number 8,675,309 to name. No one is in a clique anymore. If they are, duck 'em. If you aren't going to pay attention in class, don't disrupt your classmates with internet conversations texting. 4.5. Professors can easily pick out people not paying attention and will most likely assume that you do not care about your grade. 5. Don't fall victim to no more parents, no more rules, especially on food. 6. Going home ain't shit, but keeping in contact with your parents is. 7. Find stuff to involve yourself in, but don't involve in all the things. 8. You will meet a shitload of people, even if you don't like them. Don't burn the bridge. 9. There will always be someone smarter than you. Don't play now at all. Good luck. And I'll leave you with this. CDN memo generator netlink. You go from number 8,675,309 to name. Is that a pointer? Very nice. Don't shout out snide comments during class trying to get people to laugh. We don't care if that's what she said, we just want to learn. Duck. I cracked a couple comments in class back in my day, but I swear they were well timed and people laughed. Your life isn't over if you walk into class late. Just calmly go in and take a seat. You'll be fine. Also, when you come in late, don't ducking walk to the front of the room and sit down. Sit at the back and be discreet about it. Also, if you are in a smaller class, under 50 people, walk up to the professor at the end of class and apologize for being late. This goes a long way. Just don't make a habit of being late. Conversely, if you are in a stadium class, do not do this, as you likely weren't noticed and announcing your tardiness only makes you look foolish. Edit. I want to clarify. Apologize, not apologize and give an excuse. Big difference there. Putting your phone on vibrate is not the same as putting your phone on silent. Everyone can hear your phone buzz. Everyone can also see you texting during lecture. Hiding your phone under your desk fools no one. And on that note, no one gives a duck if you shoot a quick text out as long as you're not sitting in the first few rows. Yep, leave the front rows to the overly studious folks. If you need to take calls or send texts, take the back rows or put yourself near a door. Do not wear your Letterman jacket. Do not bring up your standing, awards, honors, achievements unless you are asked. I hate it when I was in history and heard in HS I was in AP classes and I thought, if you know the answer don't showboat your past. Edit. Spelling. Sigh. Those goddamn AP braggarts. I bet good money that at least 80% of the kids at my school had taken AP classes. They're basically a requirement nowadays. At my HS, many average kids took AP statistics because the only other senior level math options were AP Calc AB or one session of senior math. Also, no one gives a duck. No one. No one cares if you're first year with sophomore status. You're still going to the same college as the kid who took no AP classes. Or, that was therapeutic. Ready to change your major if you need to. What you actually do in a given field of study is often radically different than what you'd imagine. Had a friend go into physics, spent the last 2 years of his degree programming simulations. Switch early enough and you won't have too many headaches. You can sneak into other classes. No one is going to stop or even notice you. Do this a lot and you'll eventually be able to talk about just about anything. Use the library. Steal from databases. Outside of college, knowledge is expensive and libraries are sorely underfunded. Most clubs are kind of bullshit. Attend anyway. Catch a couple club members outside of the meetings. Get a couple drinks in them, and you'll probably get something closer to what you were looking for, even if you're living off your folks. If you can swing a part-time job, get one. Having a bit of scratch makes having a social life a lot easier. And it's going to stay that way after you graduate, regardless of how cozy you are. Having a social life makes having an intellectual professional life a lot easier. 2. The right friends can do wonders for your academic performance. Depending on what school, 75 or so person lecture and I witnessed a kid get called out. Answer: who are you? You're not in my class. I was, accidentally. Minor story, but I had been in there before class started. Sitting in on a class and the teacher was so incredibly rude to me. She kicked me out in such a nasty manner that I left the class and started crying in the hallway. Or going to class, not the club. Alternatively, to those same students about 2 months later, you're going to class, not to bed. Telling people what you got on Sat Act AP with AVR, no one will care. Asking people what they got on Sat Act AP with AVR, fix that for you. But, I did really well. I feel like you should know how well I did. I felt like I was better than people in HS. So how else am I supposed to establish my dominance early? Super douche. No more or dogging it. Wear a condom. This is huge. College campuses are STD infested. Good God. I know way too many people who get STDs. It's almost expected. Go to engineering school and don't worry about getting laid at all. Stop checking Facebook every 3 seconds. It's amazing how much time it will free up for you. Stop checking Reddit. Fix that for you. Let's be realistic. Long distance relationship with high school GFBF. Spoiler alert. You guys aren't going to make it work. Edit. A bulk response to all those who feel the need to let me know they didn't make it work, their parents made it work. We made it 5 years of long distance. We live together now. Still agree with your spoiler for 99.999% of cases. Edit. OP. You asked for this. Be not a habit, but a lesson. And I'm sorry if this is a bit negative or heartbreaking. There will be classes that, no matter how hard you try, you will be terrible with. I enrolled as an aerospace major because I wanted to change the world. Despite being more of a history English person, I, by some miracle, passed my second calculus class with a D. I had absolutely no hope with my third calculus class. I had a tutor. I went to study sessions. I went to office hours. I was housed with engineers. But at that point, nothing could teach me how to get from point A to point B. It was basically magic. With some loose logic here and there, I failed that class. Despite all my effort. I'm not saying that you will also fail, but that there will be classes that will be nearly impossible to ace. It's very difficult to get all round A's, but maybe that's just my engineering school. Here the engineering average GPA is just over 2.0 I believe, and, no exaggeration, the average math test score is 50% or below, so curving is completely necessary. And always check the class average before you panic, and wait for the curve. I got a 23/100 on my Calc 2 exam once. The class average was a 10 out of 100. My 23% became an A. Yes, IT will be on the test. If it's not on the test, you now know an amazing new fact to wow your friends with. It's nice when differential equations come up in conversations. Can't masturbate whenever you want. You have to time it according to your roommate's schedule. Edit. Wowza. Thanks for the upvotes guys. Single-handedly the most comment karma I've ever gotten. Unless you're gay and rooming with your significant other. College was awesome. Edit. Where did all these upvotes come from? Goddamn reverse couple discrimination. Best comment of the day. I'm going into my 6th semester of college starting Monday, and let me tell you, find a schedule that works for you. Some people do better with studying for 3 hours straight. Some people need to break it up into 30-minute minus 1 hour intervals. Find friends that will do things with you, but also encourage you to succeed in your academics. Don't suck up to professors, but also be polite and respectful in their class. Go to class and pay attention. They see a lot more than you'd think. They know when you don't actually care, and they will be less likely to help you out if they feel this way. Don't overload yourself with credits. 12 to 14 is about normal, so don't do more than that unless you really feel that you have the time and capabilities to do it. Rate My Professor can be your friend, but it's also not a bible. Unless the ratings are undeniably bad, then you might find that you like them. Take electives, but don't fill your schedule with too many. You want to be well-rounded, but if all the electives are keeping you in school for too long, then you will lose time and money.